The nominees for Canada's Worst Handyman have finished their personalized eco-sheds. It's been a long, rough period of construction with plenty of blood, sweat, and tears. But the proud builders have finished their enormous projects. Now, it's time to roll these sheds out of here. But the builders have a huge problem coming their way. 4 of our 5 builders created sheds that are too big to get through the front door. Today, oh man, the sky is gonna fall. Stop! This is Canada's Worst Handyman.
The worst amateur builders in the country, as nominated by you, came to our rehab center exactly 2 weeks ago. In that time, they've performed 27 major challenges, which have transformed the frames they designed.
What distance do you want between your wall studs?
Into these fully finished sheds.
I want to know how we're gonna fix it.
Jaime was nominated as Canada's Worst Handyman by his mother-in-law, Sheila.
Pretty darn tall, boy. Oh, God, is it ever?
When Jaime first designed his shed frame, he made it 18 inches taller than the 9 foot 2 inches we allowed.
You knew that you were breaking this rule?
Yeah, kind of.
Then in our second episode, we gave all the handymen the opportunity to redesign their sheds.
Let's bring it down 10 inches.
10 inches didn't get Jaime low enough.
I'm still over by 1 whole foot.
What Jaime has yet to realize is that our height restriction is based on the height of our door.
My shed's probably the best.
Jeff was made a nominee by his fireman friend, Fred.
I'll definitely remember to duck.
Jeff's original shed design was under 6 feet tall inside.
You're thinking you're building a 6'6" interior shed, but that's your exterior height.
And it was flimsy.
Where I live, this shed won't last in the windstorm, I'll tell you.
So I'm figuring maybe another stud.
In his redesign, Jeff added studs and so much height, his eco shed is now taller than our restriction.
Did I actually like the shed?
Ruth was nominated as the country's most abysmal builder by her daughter, Michelle.
Reminds me of a kid's playhouse.
When Ruth designed her frame, she created it for herself. Short.
Holy smokes, this is short.
But not funny.
But usually I'm upset if my head hits the ceiling, but my shoulder's gonna hit the ceiling in this one.
When she saw the other sheds, though, she had us transform her structure into the tallest one here.
Might be a little high.
Candace was brought to rehab by her construction working husband, Justin.
How come you made the studs so close?
This actually is pretty good.
Everything Candace knows about hammer swinging,
I have horrible aim.
she learned by watching TV.
I like watching Homes on Homes, Trading Spaces, Ty Pennington on Extreme Makeover, Designer Guys, Meg Ruffman.
Candace's original design was an 11-foot-tall monument to wasted wood.
I thought that would be good and sturdy.
When we told her to lower it to less than 9'2", she did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Becoming the only nominee for Canada's Worst Handyman whose eco shed will fit through our door. And believe me, this height restriction was no secret.
Your shed's overall height
Must not exceed
9'2". 9 feet 2 inches.
must not exceed.
9'2".
Jaime correctly completed more challenges than any of the other nominees.
Some of this went into that.
For that reason, he thinks his shed is the best.
I believe my shed is the best because I followed the directions and I kept within the guidelines.
Jaime's about to find out that's not true.
We're gonna give you the honor of pushing yours out first.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, go.
Today, it's all hands on deck. That means you'll see people from our production crew helping, as well as our 2 dedicated experts. Jill Rydell and Greg House have spent the last 2 weeks teaching Canada's Worst Handyman,
Less wood, more insulation. It's always better.
then observing them from this control center.
It's painful watching Jeff use that drill.
Once again, way too much mortar on the wall.
At the end of this episode, they will help me decide who is Canada's Worst Handyman.
I can't believe that there are people out there that are this bad.
Come in a little bit and straighten it out for the path.
Jaime's just 5 meters from the door, and he still doesn't realize his shed is too tall to get through.
keep it real straight, guys. Keep going, and stop. Ooh.
Uh-oh. I think we have a problem.
How tall is it?
Yeah, I think we're a foot over.
Talk to me again about the importance of directions.
What's affecting me the most is the improper planning and the direction following.
So how are we getting it out of here if the peak's too high?
Ruth and Terry both have sheds taller than Jaime's.
I'm gonna measure mine first. Yeah.
Now, they realize their predicament.
How are you going to get it out?
I don't know if it's higher than that one.
You're not going to get it out. Oh.
What now, honey?
I don't know.
Let's push this shed back to where it lives. We'll all get out the measurements. We'll all see if we can fit, and we'll see what we can salvage from this project.
Keep going.
9'8".
That's Jeff's eco shed.
Now, what's the height of that doorway?
9'2".
9'2".
Actually, that's not true. Our height restriction was 9'2", but the door really is
115.
That's a little over 9'6". See? We left them room for error.
It is going to be really close.
No, it's not going to be really close. It's going to be dead stop. An inch, 6 feet, doesn't matter. You're still going to stop.
I'm 20 inches too high.
I need to come down 8 inches.
Yeah.
Here's what it fit if it was lower.
If Terry's was lower, it still wouldn't fit.
4 feet.
Aside from our 9'2" height restriction,
Getting y'all excited here, eh?
we also gave width and length restrictions.
10 feet. Oh, that'd be an awesome shed.
In every dimension, Terry overstepped his bounds.
We're gonna have to cut the shed right in half.
It's too tall?
Yeah, it's too tall.
It's too wide?
It's too wide.
It's too long.
It's too long.
3 for 3.
Right here,
Yeah.
and on the other wall, and in the middle of the floor,
Slice it.
slice it. I goofed.
Yeah.
I goofed big time.
Very big.
Ruth is in the same boat.
Ruthie, we'll just take the chainsaw to it, slice off the roof, and hit her in there.
You take that roof off, though, this shed is garbage. Might as well throw it away. Because you can't reattach a roof.
Jaime thinks you can reattach a roof. First, though, he has to make the roof levitate.
Are you going to make it?
No, not as is.
Probably a ½ inch out.
Even though a ½ inch means certain failure,
I'd like to try it just to see. Forward. Slow. And slow. 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 Slow, 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 slow. Keep going, slow. Keep. Oh.
You think she's going to make it? Didn't sound positive.
We are out half a size of one of the screws. I want to take this off.
so Jeff removes the edging from his steel roof. And even though
I think we're going to catch on a couple at that end,
he wants to try ramming it through again.
Ready? Go. Stop. We can try cramming it through.
No, let's try doing the right thing.
I think we can try, if we cram it through, it may just go, but we'd scrape the crap out of the top metal. We might as well try. We're gonna back it up 2 or 3 feet, stop, get organized, and then we're gonna give a run for it.
2 or 3 feet, he's gonna back up, and then woo.
To get unwedged, Jeff calls forward.
Okay, forward.
Then he detaches the remaining flashing. Then he makes one more attempt to fit through a space the measuring tape says he can't fit through.
Ready? Go.
This time, when Jeff gets unwedged,
Okay, we got it. Yeah. I got it.
Jeff strips all the galvanized steel off his roof. With his flat top exposed, Jeff tries running the gauntlet one final time.
Forward, go. Forward, slow. Careful. Go. Hard, 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 hard,
And Jeff is stuck in his tightest spot yet. When we come back, the blades come out. Canada's worst handymen made lots of small errors while creating their eco sheds. Now that their structures are done, our builders are facing their biggest mistakes.
The shed is wider than the doorway. It won't fit. It's too big.
4 of the 5 builders have created eco sheds that are too large to get out of our warehouse.
Will yours go? No, yours won't go.
No way.
When we last saw Jeff,
Ready, go. Hard, 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 and go, go.
he got terribly wedged. Now,
1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go! Yay!
Yes!
Jeff delivers his shed to safety.
Stop!
That's not pretty, sir, but you're out. Congratulations.
Jeff's shed is through, but it's short a roof.
The shed is kind of like me, incomplete, missing a few parts.
The only person to build within our height restriction was Candace.
Turn it this way, but watch out for this. Now, nice and slow, nice and slow. Careful, careful, careful. Slow it down.
Watch
Keep bringing
the chimney stuff.
I can't see it. I can't.
Stop!
With the toilet vent removed,
Here, pass it down.
Candace's shed slips through the doorway.
Okay, guys, keep it slow. I don't want anyone getting run over by my shed.
Woohoo!
I think I did improve throughout the show drastically.
Candace showed up at rehab with a building secret.
I'm 3 months pregnant.
What?
But she didn't let that slow her down.
Oh, I'm so dizzy.
Get off the ladder.
Information I don't really get, so kind of goes in one ear, out the other sometimes. Not because I want it to, but because it's just so full of other knowledge.
Thanks to Justin, Candace's fully intact eco shed has almost every element complete. In some way or other.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm glad I moved her down a little bit more than what it was.
Candace followed directions and feels ready to tackle new projects.
And I have a lot of plans for when I get home, for my entertainment center and my table, and maybe even a swing set.
I am just totally steamed.
Ruth's shed is too tall to leave the workspace.
That's just absolutely outrageous.
We told Ruth not to build higher than 9'2".
Your shed's overall height must not exceed 9'2".
But Ruth is claiming she never got the information.
I just think it's absolutely outrageous that they wouldn't tell us. I'm just furious. Very, very mad. I'm 20 inches too high.
Jaime's shed is 8 inches too high. But instead of complaining, he's working out a way to save his shed.
You ready?
I think I have a plan, yeah.
Jaime plans on taking the 800-pound roof off.
I cut that off.
Describe to me how the roof is going to actually come off.
People sit on the scaffolds and slide it forward while other people over here just kind of try to hold it.
No, nobody's going to try to hold your roof as it's being dropped off a building onto them.
It's back to the drawing board for Jaime and for Ruth.
Cut here.
And for Terry, whose plan is very literal.
Shed, cut on side of shed. Line, split in half, carry it out. Mine will be in 2 pieces, not just 1.
No, yours might be in 3 or 4.
Based on Terry's orders, Jill is preparing to cut the shed in 2.
It can't be cut in 2.
What are you on about?
It has to be cut in 4.
When you say cut in 4, you mean it does have to be cut in 2, and then we'll do more cutting?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let the massacre begin. I think your wife wants to do this to your shed at home, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah. It's still going to be too big, so you cut it in 4 just like a moose.
He quartered a moose with a chainsaw.
Yeah, in the middle of a swamp.
Terry doesn't want to watch. He wants to cut.
Has he used the chainsaw before?
He's very familiar with the chainsaw.
Okay.
Yeah, he cut a moose in 4 with one.
We're good to go, Houston.
Terry saws through the floor, then hits the roof.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Final words, Terry?
A lot of hard work building and sweating.
May she rest in peace.
I guess that's your cue to kill it.
Whoa. That moved.
You know what? My favorite part of this shed is this half, definitely. This half is excellent. This half, not so hot. Over here, though, it's great.
I'm hoping it'll come this way and not fall on anybody. Let's go. Come on, this way.
Want to see that again? In fast motion? Before cutting his shed into quarters, Terry wants to
Fine. Tip it over, and hopefully it'll fall that way onto its side. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go ahead.
Down she comes. Down, down, down. Oops. Terry, I love what you've done with the shed. This is great. You guys are the worst.
After the break, we'll see how Jaime and Ruth get their sheds out of here.
1, 2, go.
Canada's worst handyman will be named this evening, based on the final appearance of their shed.
And really, you could make a strong case for any of them.
After 2 weeks of hard work, Candace managed to get her completed eco shed out of our workspace.
I'm glad I moved her down a little bit more than what it was.
Jeff had to take his roof off to squeeze through the door. And Terry, well, he's knocking his shed down.
Clear.
And he's cutting it into quarters.
Done.
Through?
You guys ready?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
It's hard to believe, but Terry mismeasured.
Whoa, good, go, let's go.
His shed didn't need to be quartered.
Fingers. Good, good. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, get her over.
Going, guys.
Back up.
Clear.
This time, Terry rips the roof off.
Hey, help get somebody over here.
1, 2, 3.
And the second half of his eco shed
Push. All the way, give her, give her, give her, give her.
slides cleanly through the door.
That's it. We're in.
Terry's in the running to be the worst.
I should have followed everything, to the T, but I didn't.
Terry's shed is finished, but it's in 3 pieces, plus the roof. That's not a shed.
That's a bonfire and a lot of beer.
Jaime's shed and Ruth's shed remain in the workshop. Both are too tall to get through the door.
My blood, sweat, and tears are in there.
Jaime is still trying to figure out a way to make his roof become safely airborne.
If we put a 6-point pulley over here, when this is suspended, like this will kind of collapse. So we have a 2x4 like this, and we screw that on. I'm gonna put one at the front, one at the back.
To save her shed, Ruth is listening to the man who just cut his shed into pieces.
Let's take this off so you can see
Yeah,
what
all
you're
right.
doing. Okay.
Mom,
Yes.
why are you still taking off that plywood?
I want to have a good look at it.
Back when Ruth asked for her frame to be raised by 3 feet, Jill and Greg honored her request by creating what's called a pony wall.
We're gonna pop the roof right off, we're gonna raise it up, we're gonna put these walls in, and that's gonna go right back on top.
Oh, wonderful.
Ruth finds her pony wall and devises her plan.
We'll just take the plywood off and take the screws out and lift the pony wall off.
Get these numbered and off, please.
The exterior plywood is a major structural component of the shed.
How's the unbuilding of your shed coming?
I'm not getting into your game. Well, you've got eyes.
Fine. Be a bag, see if I care.
Without a thick skin, most objects are unstable.
Put that back where you got it from, please.
It's making me crazy. She makes me crazy. I love her, but she makes me crazy.
Across the way,
We're gonna start cutting it.
But what are you cutting? This is what I'm trying to understand.
I'm just cutting the screw, really.
Ah, you're just detaching the roof from the frame.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can you go further? That wood's breaking.
back at Ruth's, the pony wall is now held in place by just 4 screws and the drywall inside. To cut the drywall,
I got a plan to measure it and mark it and score it with a Stanley knife.
Suggestion?
Mother,
You measure
can I
right
make a
here
suggestion?
And mark it in each corner.
I know you don't want to hear me.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I know you don't want to hear me.
I'm talking to somebody, Michelle, just a second. So if we get
when
the
you're ready,
chalk
I'm
line-
over here.
to cut the drywall, Ruth settles on a circular saw.
We'll be done in no time.
To lift the top half of her shed off, Ruth is going old school.
Lever that up and put wedges in all the way along.
All right.
Ruth's idea is to wedge the top half of the shed high enough to put long pipes in the gap, then roll her roof off the walls and onto scaffolds.
All through?
All through. Stand back then, please. The people on the ropes, get ready, please. Take out the wedges, please. 1, 2, go.
Well, I decided to try rollers because the pyramids were built on rollers. It had 3 million slaves and I didn't.
Even if Ruth gets her roof pulled onto the scaffolding, how is she going to get it off the scaffolding?
Stop. We're going to try to pull the top of the shed on track. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, stop.
You're back online.
Yeah, it's on the line. 1, 2, go. Yeah, stop. It's working. Yeah, that's good. Go. Whoa, stop. What we're going to try and do is pull the bottom of the shed out, and so the roof will drop onto the scaffold. Pull. Uh-oh. And stop.
Ruth thinks it's almost over.
It's gonna go down, guys, this time. Pull.
This is a major accomplishment.
Stop. Hey.
Pull that off, Ruth. But it's also pointless.
That has to come down from there. How is that going to happen?
I don't know.
When we return,
Stop, stop, stop!
Jaime's roof goes up and Ruth's comes down.
The eco-sheds built by Canada's worst handymen have already been auctioned off to raise money for Habitat for Humanity. It's a pretty good thing we took the bids sight unseen, because anybody who caught a glimpse of Ruth's shed, I don't think would place a very high bid.
The 6 highest bids will each receive a random eco-shed. Someone will get the gem built by our experts. But someone has parted with over $1,600 for Terry's shed. And the buyer of Ruth's eco-shed
Nobody gonna get my shed. It's in bits.
has already paid $1,725 for it.
Do they get everything in them? Like the TV and everything?
Yes, they get the TV, the toilet, the solar panels, and everything else. Next episode, when the sheds are delivered. Oh, no! Ruth's shed was too tall to get through our workshop door. So she cut the upper half off and rolled it onto some scaffolds. That was almost 2 hours ago.
I'm not sure. I'm not an engineer.
It can't stand on stilts forever.
That has to come down from there. How is that going to happen?
I don't know.
While Ruth figures that out, Terry wants to resurrect his dissected shed.
I got 30 rolls of duct tape, man.
That's 1.5 kilometers of duct tape right there, 1,500 meters.
It might work.
It might work.
It might work.
1, 2, up!
Duct tape, man.
Duct tape. If you pull this off with duct tape, Terry, you're going to have endorsements for the rest of your life. You are going to be the duct tape commercial guy. That door's closed.
With a little manpower,
1, 2, push!
the puzzle pieces
Beauty!
start coming together.
Boom! I love this. This is the most ambitious piece of renovation I've ever seen.
Terry's 3 shed chunks get reunited.
Close enough for the girls I date, man.
I never realized how versatile duct tape was.
You know what? I had to cut her up, but she's gonna be solid again. I gotta duct tape it. You gotta go.
I'm gone.
Equally as ambitious, Jaime is preparing to make his roof fly. And Ruth, well, she's still stuck.
I need to know what your plan is.
I'm pulling it off onto the ground.
My shed is going down. The roof is anyway.
That means weakening the scaffolds so they can be pulled away.
Same on the bottom?
Right. Is everybody ready?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
1, 2, pull.
2 weeks of hard work comes crashing down because Ruth didn't follow one simple height restriction.
It's down. My poor shed.
1, 2, swing! Stop! Stop! Let it go!
Oh, nice. That figures.
Ruth's roof had a towering 3-foot peak. Now, it's as flat as a pancake.
This is why she's here. This is why she's nominated for Canada's Worst Handyman, because she is Canada's Worst Handyman.
Free to do cosmetic work, Jeff and Candace are beautifying the exteriors of their sheds.
That's real pretty, Candace.
And Terry,
Yeah, right there.
well, he's moved on to furnishing his shed.
Wait, hold on. I got it.
Okay.
Jaime's roof is ready to roll.
Roof is totally detached. Look at that. It's just balanced on those wedges.
Yeah.
On the ceiling, we have installed a chain fall. A chain fall is basically a gearbox that provides a mechanical advantage for hoisting. Using a chain fall, one person can lift over a ton.
This is good because you know what? What? Like this happens every day.
It won't be good if Jaime's roof collapses under its own weight.
If I have a roofless shed, then all my efforts will be for nothing.
If Jaime's roof does fly, we're ready to pull the walls to safety.
I think it's getting caught there somewhere. Or...
That's easy to fix.
One more. Okay, go.
Go, guys.
Go.
It's a little messy,
Stop, stop, stop!
but the body of the shed gets pulled free.
Down with the roof, buddy.
The other way.
The braces Jaime installed are doing their job perfectly.
Come on, just get her down.
Another foot. Go, go, go. Another foot. Let's go. Less than a foot.
You're
That's
on
it.
camera,
That's
man.
it. Woo!
Yeah.
Done. Except now the same thing has to happen in reverse.
Well, don't just stand there. Get this thing out of
All
here.
right, let's go. And let's go slowly.
The wheels Jaime put under his roof 2 hours ago have saved it.
Go. And stop.
The plan for getting Jaime's walls underneath that roof is very Canadian.
Once we raise the roof, we're gonna just give her. We're just gonna give her, okay?
Give her! To keep the roof level, there's a rope attached to every corner.
Another foot.
Keep going! Keep going!
It's a miracle of modern shedmanship. Jaime's roof goes back
Whoa, whoa, stop.
Down, Jaime. Down, buddy. Down.
in one solid piece.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Buddy. Yeah.
Jaime pulled it off. Then he put it back. His shed is still a shed.
It's the best shed. Oh, maybe I should go back to school for engineering.
All that's left to do now is get Ruth's disaster out of here.
Stop! 1, 2, 3. And that's Ruth's roof.
Oh my God.
Ruth's shed is in pieces. She needs more rehabilitation.
Everyone is telling me you are the worst handy person in Canada, Ruth, including my daughter, the miserable little cow.
After the break, we'll find out who is Canada's worst handyman.
The most pathetic amateur builders in the country each spent the last 2 weeks building an entire eco-shed.
I certainly learned a lot.
In that time,
I learned a lot.
They've been bombarded with information.
Always mix water to powder.
I did learn a lot.
Some of which
I've learned a lot.
Has apparently managed to get through.
I have learned a lot. I learned how to do wiring, I learned how to do flooring, I learned how to do shingling.
The most important thing that I've learned in the rehab center is to plan properly.
There's quite a few things I learned, but most thing is doing it the right way, not a shortcut way.
It's time for the final inspection that will decide who is Canada's worst handyman.
Really, you could make a strong case for any of them.
I can't believe that there are people out there that are this bad.
Candace's eco-shed is the only one that was built lower than our height restriction.
Worst part of this shed is?
Built by Justin.
It certainly was.
Justin, please, I want to do my own shed. Let me do it. Let me do it. I want to do this. Move. Oh, Justin, stop doing my work.
Sometimes Justin did entire jobs for Candace.
This is so confusing.
When Candace did take control,
The saw do the work.
she applied the lessons she learned by watching TV.
We're way off our line.
But they didn't ever work out.
Then we should tile stuff at home. I don't think we made it thick enough.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
You broke it. You got so much paint all over the floor.
You got paint on the
No,
floor.
you got paint all over the floor, Miss.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake then. I'm just really frustrated. I've learned that it is a lot harder than it appears on TV. I really didn't think it would be, but it is.
Jeff's eco-shed is the next one in line for inspection.
Looking at that ceiling, it's god-awful.
I'm not even sure it's going to stay up.
It took a long time to go up.
I'll never do it again.
Before Jeff came here, he was cocky.
I'd like to think that I'm smarter than them. I will be able to become a far better handy person than them.
But in the end,
my shed had the least amount of things completed. I am Canada's worst handyman.
over the course of rehab, Jeff did go from knowing nothing about tools,
not a cheese grater,
to becoming very familiar with them.
I'm getting dirty.
In fact, he went through a metamorphosis during his stay with us. Don't get me wrong, he's still not very good.
5. 4 and change. 4-ish. What am I doing wrong?
Jeff is slow because he ignores directions.
This comes down to reading directions.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
You read the directions?
Nope. We weren't supposed to use the whole bag. The most important thing I learned during my stay here was to read the instructions. I know it's why it's wrong. I didn't know how to fix it.
Jeff's shed isn't perfect, but it is in one piece.
Is this the worst shed?
No, this is not the worst.
The worst shed might very well belong to Roofless Ruth.
From day one, Ruth just really struggled and didn't really understand what it was she was trying to accomplish. Everything from getting some drywall on, to getting a ceiling on, to getting a window in. It was just painful to watch.
Ow.
It was painful.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Ruth was the most injured person in rehab.
Oops.
Whoa, watch yourself.
She was also the slowest.
Oh, well.
Ruth was also the clumsiest.
I said no. Oh, my God.
And Ruth was the most prone to giving up. In the end, Ruth's biggest downfall was the excessive height of her eco shed.
Is this shed too big, maybe?
It's too high.
Too late now, isn't it?
It's too late now.
When Ruth's shed got mutilated,
That's not nice.
Ruth herself felt cut down to size.
I don't know what it is. I just can't measure. There's something with me in measurements that it looks right to me, and I measure it. It never seems right when I get it done.
Jaime and his shed went through some big ups and downs.
And it's a pretty good news story for us.
Yeah?
What's good news about it?
What's good about it is that it is an eco shed. He got his roof back on.
Why did he have to take it off in the first place?
Jaime had to take it off because even when he reads the instructions,
Your shed's overall height must not exceed 9 feet 2 inches.
he doesn't follow the instructions.
You're supposed to mix it together and then apply it.
He doesn't have an idea of where he's going to go when he starts a project.
Jaime!
Jaime also has Sheila to deal with.
No, I'm not helping you. I quit. I'm not doing anything you tell me to do. Jaime! Jaime! Go away!
The dynamics of a team can be disastrous, and Jaime and his mother-in-law just doesn't work.
It's very difficult for us to work together.
Screw you, Jaime! You know that you make your mother-in-law work this hard?
I will tell you to off.
Off.
Today, Sheila let Jaime do exactly what he wanted.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, it's coming, going good.
And Jaime succeeded. Coincidence?
And I think that she was actually proud of me for solving the roof problem.
It was really good. I knew he'd figure it out.
This success has elevated Jaime's relationship with Sheila.
We learned a lot. Like, I have to say, Jaime learned a lot.
I understand my mother-in-law a little bit better than before.
Not only did Jaime learn, I learned too.
So I think that this whole experience has been pretty beneficial for me and my family.
Last, and quite possibly least, is Terry.
I thought it was going to be an awesome shed, but I wasn't thinking.
I have never, in my wildest dreams, ever thought I'd see a result with a shed that's been duct taped together.
This isn't the only thing Terry duct taped together.
Duct tape. Duct tape? Duct tape.
No duct tape.
The shed's too big.
Yeah, I know the shed's too big.
Well, I did a good job, I thought, but I never followed the directions.
Terry liked to improvise, like with his mortar.
Did you have 2 quarts of water in there?
I just mixed because I made grout before.
Or with his floor tiles.
This is such a pain in the ass.
But improvising led to this.
This one definitely has to be flipped around.
That's a pain in the ass. How do you do that?
According to your instructions.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
Terry tries to avoid measuring.
I'm not good at measuring.
Measuring? Okay.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. That can't be right.
And worst of all, Terry's attitude
This is on backwards.
Yeah, that's on backwards.
Yeah. Oh, well.
is laissez-faire.
You may as well have a sheet of plastic up there.
That'll work.
His big problem is he just doesn't care enough to have good professional results.
I'm not taking it down. It took me an hour to do that.
He's happy with being the worst.
The most important thing I learned is doing it the right way, not a shortcut way.
I think Canada's worst handyman is down to Ruth and Terry.
I'm thinking Ruth or Terry.
I don't think I am Canada's worst handyman.
My daughter thinks I'm the worst handyman she's ever seen.
I think they could turn it around and it could be me.
I think it's down between me and Terry.
3 candidates for the title of Canada's worst handyman got their eco sheds out of our workspace. 2 candidates failed miserably.
So this is really down to a 2-horse race.
Absolutely, it is down to a 2-horse race. Terry and Ruth are definitely the ones.
I have to concur. These sheds are in pieces.
Ruth's shed.
My shed.
Ruth's shed sucks.
For Ruth, every single challenge that she took on, the end result was bad.
And what was Terry's solution to his problem? A chainsaw. This is not handiwork. This is demolition.
Jill agrees.
His shed is in pieces, put together by duct tape.
Mine's more refined.
Oh, please.
Greg thinks the worst is Ruth.
Ruth didn't care. She justified it. It was just terrible all the way along. It was everything she did.
Who is Canada's worst handyman, Jill?
Terry's the worst handyman.
Can you agree?
No, Ruth is the worst.
Terry?
Ruth.
Come on, agree.
She didn't finish anything. Ever.
Terry's...
Ever.
When we come back, it's time for honesty.
If you are Canada's worst handyman, please step forward.
2 weeks of building have come to a dramatic end.
Stop, stop, stop!
The experts and I have come to a tumultuous agreement. It's time to name Canada's worst handyman. 3 people don't need to be in this lineup.
Candace, go join your husband, please. Jaime, you know you're not Canada's worst handyman. Jeff, you don't get stuck with the title.
You son of a...
And then there were 2.
Oh, Terry. Man, your shed came out in 4 pieces. That's not a shed. You stay right there. You might be Canada's worst handyman. Ruth, you know I love you.
I love you too.
Stay where you are because you might be Canada's worst handyman.
Shut up.
I don't want to be Canada's worst handyman. I don't want to be it, not even this close.
My shed is better.
My shed, I have the equipment for everything.
My shed is better.
I'm coming to the both of you. I want this done with a little bit of dignity. I want the guilty party to turn themselves in. If you are Canada's worst handyman, please step forward.
You could make a strong case for a 2-way tie.
This is the deck that Ruth built.
This is the ultimate man shed.
I leveled these shelves using a big glass of water.
This is the level I use to level my patio.
Throughout their time in rehab, the work done by Terry and Ruth has produced very similar results.
I miss?
8 feet. I don't know.
It's almost impossible to name one as the worst, but in the end, there can be only one worst.
I don't know. I don't know. Whoa. No. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Both Ruth and Terry had their sheds cut up. Both had their sheds crashed down. But Terry enjoyed it.
I just can't wait to get the saws going and vroom, vroom, vroom. I'm gonna love it.
While Ruth longed to be proud of her work.
Now it looks like it's going to have to be destroyed or torn down and so on and so forth. So that's the disappointing part to me.
Pride in workmanship is the fundamental starting point for good building. For that reason,
You, my friend, are Canada's worst handyman, not Ruth.
Oh, you lucky.
It's official.
Proud to be Canada's worst handyman. You live and you learn. I should have followed the instructions.
Terry, I really believe you deserve the title.
Oh, Terry, poor baby. We still love you.
Come on, baby, give me a smooch. Make it look like you mean it, too. I am Canada's worst handyman. I take the blame for it. I didn't follow the guidelines or the height or the width or the length.
My husband, Terry Kress, is Canada's worst handyman.
When I go back home, I'm going to tear down my shed and I'm going to build it right.
For any and all duct tape endorsements, please contact Canada's worst handyman, Terry Kress of Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, duct tape. Check that out.
Yeah!
On the next bonus episode of Canada's worst handyman,
I'm scared.
Oh, no.
This won't fit between the 2 houses.
the eco sheds get dropped off at the homes of the kind people who bought them.
Oh, no.
I guess the roof's coming later.
It definitely needs some work.
Oh my God. To make sure the nation's most atrocious shed gets delivered to its destination safely,
I want to see the owner of the shed before I get out of the truck.
Terry will be on hand for a personal drop-off.
Oh! Do I get to keep the duct tape?